Hi everyone, it's Kim and welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. Welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. I'm very aware of it. There's a slightly off camera angle happening, but my timid cat Peachy has decided she wanted snuggles and she's down below weaving between my legs, and if I get up to move this camera she will hide and run away. So here you go. Hi, kitty. Hello. Hello. Okay, now she's leaving. Hi. Okay, I'm back. I'm framed up a little bit better. Welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. I am here today to really intro this video, and then you're going to see a lot of vlog footage. In the States, we were celebrating, or we were observing Memorial Day, and Dan and I took a long vacation to Toronto. And one of the things that we had to do while in Toronto was visit bookstores. So we had originally planned to visit 2, only ended up visiting 1, which it's okay. I only live like an hour and 40 minutes from Toronto, so it's not like I can't go back again. Well, now that we're vaccinated, I should say. So that was probably the biggest thing, is that we've wanted to visit Toronto sooner. We went first in 2017, then we moved to Chicago, then we moved back. And when we were back, we wanted to be safe, and you needed a PCR test to get through. A couple times Dan had false positives, so we just didn't go. This was our first time in, wow, almost 5 years since we had been to Toronto, and it was great. So this time around, we did go to Indigo. So in the States, we have Barnes & Nobles. I have never been to an Indigo, but a couple of the booktubers that I follow up in Canada, including Rosie, hi Rosie, are from Canada, and I always wanted to see what Indigo was like. So we went to an Indigo that was within a mall, but it was about 2 stories tall, and now I'll start clipping in some footage. First, I have to say that you guys, Indigos are very nice. I mean, there was a nice curved staircase, there was also an escalator. It might have been that this mall itself had 4 different floors, and the escalator might have just been part of the original design of the building, and then Indigo rents the space, but whatever. I found it really nicely set up. The ground floor was definitely much more of the recent releases. I did love that employees had their own hand picks and a little sticker on the front of the book, and the sticker came off pretty easily from what it looked like. And really the ground floor was a lot more of the accessories. So I've talked about in the past wanting to own a bookstore called Read It and Eat, where you could buy food related items and book related items, and that was definitely what the first floor was all about. There was a lovely food and cookbook section, but I'm going to get back to that in a sec. We went up to the second floor first, and that was where there was graphic novels, which was where Dan parked himself while I explored more of the store. But I just loved that it was almost like a library. Things flowed very easily. It was very easy to navigate, versus sometimes I feel like in Barnes & Nobles there's a lot of disjointed flows and traffic that collide into each other. You could go up and down the shelves, go from humor into memoirs, into biographies. It was a really nice space. It was well spaced out. I didn't feel like there were too many people around me, which I know we don't need masks anymore. Obviously wear one if it makes you comfortable, but it was really nice to just not feel on top of each other, despite Toronto being more of a tourist, I'd say a tourist location within the greater Canada. Including myself. I mean, obviously Dan and I were tourists, so we were part of, the tourism. I really liked the space up there. I felt like I wasn't rushed. There was lots of different areas in each genre where you continue to get endorsements and staff picks, which I thought was really cool, because if someone asked me, I could pick you out a book in food writing till the cows come home, but don't ask me for a humor recommendation. So Dan spent more time on the top floor. The bottom, back on the ground floor, was where the cookbook and food writing section was. So their cookbook section had a whole wall to itself towards the back of the store. And even I found, and I don't buy cookbooks, but I keep track of like the trade publications of what cookbooks are coming out. And it was a really nice offering. And then I did find a lot of food writing books.
Most of which I expected to have.
Maybe. Don't you judge me. There's definitely some I can already see I don't have.
So I don't have this one, but it's from Chinese restaurants around the world. Oh, I feel like I might want this one.
That's why we're here.
I know, but it's our first day here. I can't buy all of them here. So Breaking Bread, I definitely had on my anticipated releases. What's this book? Interesting. I think I have everything else down here on this shelf. This one I didn't have. Ow. Oh, did you hear my knees just do that?
Yeah.
So I really wanted this book, and I don't like how it's printed. No, I don't. It's weird because it's hardcover, but there's no
Dust jacket?
there's no dust jacket like how these have, so it's all printed straight on it. And I don't know why, but it bothers me.
I tend to pick up a whole pile of books that I want in a bookstore and then at the end only choose one. Now, because I worked at a library, I usually go out of my way to put 99% of the books back on the shelves exactly where I found them. I might leave one or two behind that need to be reshelved by the team, but if I can, I will put them away. So despite wanting to buy many books, I at least had some self-control and only bought one. I bought Have You Eaten Yet by Chuk Kwan. This is stories from Chinese restaurants around the world. I picked this book because I actually had never heard of this book. I always have a never-ending TBR. There's books I know that are out this year that will be in paperbacks or will be around. But this was a book I had not seen it before. I like the red cover. I like the blue spine. Let me read the back for you. From small town, oh wow, lots of names I can't pronounce. From small town Saskatchewan to Cape Town, South Africa, family-run Chinese restaurants are global icons of immigration, community, and delicious food. The cultural outposts of far-flung settlers, bringers of dim sum, Peking duck, and creative culinary hybrids, Chinese restaurants are a microcosm of the greater social forces, and insights of the time, history, and place. Author and documentarian Chuk Kwan, a self-described card-carrying member of the Chinese diaspora, weaves a global narrative by linking a myriad of personal stories of chefs, entrepreneurs, laborers, and dreamers who populate Chinese kitchens worldwide. Behind these kitchen doors lies an intriguing paradox which characterizes many of these communities. How Chinese immigrants have resisted or often been prevented from complete assimilation into the social fabric of their new homes, while the engine of their economic survival, the Chinese restaurants and its food, have become seamlessly woven into towns and cities all over the world. An intrepid travelogue of grand vistas, adventure, and serendipity, Have You Eaten Yet charts a living atlas of the global Chinese migration, ultimately revealing how an excellent meal always tells an even better story. I am so excited for this. I love that it's different stories. It's just a little bit over 230 pages. And as you get to each section, if there's a new story, each story has a new title, but also a location in the world. So I'm seeing Sao Paulo, Brazil. I'm seeing Istanbul, Turkey. I am really excited to look at a global cuisine like Chinese food, but also see how it's translated into the local cuisine or the local location where this is, which is awesome. Where the restaurant is located globally. I realized that last sentence was a little vague. So I'm super, super excited to have this book. I also picked up at Indigo this coffee cup. Look, I get it. You can buy coffee cups anywhere. There was just something about this color and this font that just spoke to me. Letter K for Kim. I just really liked it. So I bought a coffee cup and a book. Most of my souvenirs oftentimes are books and food. Which brings us to the other part of the adventure in Toronto. There was lots of things we did, but these are the two things I wanted to highlight. So besides seeing Indigo, we also went on a local food tour. So we spent about 2.5 hours in the Kensington Market, which is nearby the little Chinatown of Toronto, which I believe is the largest little Chinatown in the North American, like in North America in terms of square footage, but not population. This was really, we booked the tour through Airbnb, and I really just wanted to appreciate and experience local cuisine that was there. There were 6 stops along this tour and plenty of food to eat. We tried things I'd actually never had before, and food from all over the world, including Chilean empanadas, which were actually made with flour instead of corn tortillas that were corn dough, excuse me, wheat flour dough instead of corn dough. And the empanadas were from Chile, and one was cheese, it was honestly so fluffy and delicious. It was kind of like eating a Hot Pocket mozzarella stick, kind of. And an empanada, a meat empanada, which actually, they said that the way you know it's authentic to Chile is that it has hard-boiled egg, olives, and raisins along with the ground beef. Now, I am not a fan of the raisins in the meat, with the meat in the empanada, but Dan really liked it. I liked the olives. He hates olives. So it was a really fun experience to try something brand new. Another thing we tried were these, I forgot the name. Dan! He's upstairs, but he can't hear me. It was like a Jamaican empanada, but it was Jamaican something with cocoa bread. And hopefully I put the name right here. A Jamaican pocket, maybe, or a Jamaican Sam. What?
Patty.
Thank you. A Jamaican patty with cocoa bread. There you go. Dan coming in clutch from upstairs for me. Wow, that was gonna really bother me for a very long time because it was my favorite thing that I ate on the entire tour, and I couldn't even remember the name. God. So the Jamaican patty with cocoa bread. The cocoa bread gets its name because it incorporates coconut milk in the bread mix before it's baked, and it was delicious. I've never had anything like it, and the crazy part is that like you could get one of these patties for like $2 to $3, and our tour guide specifically said that she grew up where there was always a dozen or half a dozen of these frozen in her freezer growing up. And she said it was really interesting for her to watch people on this tour say this was the favorite thing they ever ate, and it was really mind-blowing or a really amazing discovery. And for her, it's commonplace because she grew up with it. And I was sharing pictures along the tour on my Instagram, and my friend Marcus, who I've known for well over a decade, was like, you have never had a Jamaican patty before? Like, I grew up with that. And it was really cool. I love that food can connect you to other people, and it made me feel connected to one of my dearest friends in a really cool and new way. So it was a lot of fun. It was 2.5 hours. I'd say my favorite places were towards the front. So we did get to try Montreal style, I think they're Montreal style bagels. They weren't New York style bagels. One had trout, and then the other was like a coconut bagel, which was interesting. I've never had a coconut bagel before. I really loved the Jamaican patty. I loved the empanadas. It was 2.5 hours, but oh my God, I was already full by the 3rd stop, and then we just kept going, which was a lot of fun. Other things we tried included fish and chips, but really ended up getting chips and kale because the tour guide was really smart. The tour guide was like, I think you all need greens because we've had a lot to eat so far, which was very well appreciated. Then we got momos and also butter tea. So I've never had butter tea before, which I guess is where the model of bullet coffee came from, is this Tibetan. It's Tibetan, right?
What?
It's Tibetan, right?
Yes.
So Tibetan coffee, which because of being up in the mountains to help with altitude sickness, they would put tea, butter, and a little bit of salt in it. I can completely understand the benefits of this tea. Oh my God, it was not for me. It was not for me at all. Just like when we were at the empanada stop, we had King Cola, which was nuclear looking and looked like 7-Up, smelled like bubble gum, and tasted like cream soda. And I did not like it. I tried everything on the tour, which is the point. Like, be adventurous, try new foods, go on these culinary adventures, feel connected to new people. But the King Cola was also not my favorite, but let me know down below if you've had King Cola before. The final stop was a very quick snack. It was a gingerbread-like cookie that looked like a horse, And in that final stop, there was actually a whole wall in the back of the coffee shop that was all books. So books opened and just stabbed into the wall, which I know some people on Booktuber are probably like, oh my God, the poor books. But I thought it was really cool, and I really kind of want to do that somewhere in my house. Maybe not a whole wall, but maybe like I have archways all over the house. Maybe I can go above it, do something fun like that. Maybe that's a project I will do in June. I'm trying to figure out like what summer projects I want to work on. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that we got to go to Toronto, spend time together, just Dan and I, off the grid, no work responsibilities. Like, we have our weekends and our nights together, but it was so nice to just get out of town. It's so nice that my out of office says, I am out of the country. You really can't answer. I really can't answer to you. You really will not hear from me. I'm out of the country. All in all, it was a really fun vacation. Obviously, there were other parts we went. I didn't film all of it, don't want to talk about all of it. But those were the two big things that I was very excited to do. One, go to Indigo and see what all the hype is, which I have to say, I really love the food and booky style of Indigo and the food tours themselves. It was a lot of fun. I will see if I can link the specific food tour we went on down in the description box below. But let me know, have you had a Jamaican patty before? Am I just really behind on the hype? Probably am, but that's okay. And let me know in the comments below, have you been to Indigo? Like, what bookstore should I see next, the next time in Toronto? That's what I want to know. I do want to support small businesses and independent bookstores the next time we go back. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'll link at the end some other videos I think you might be interested in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.